Okay, hello, brothers and sisters, people of the world, planet Earth, who were born, who will die. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about racism, and it's going to be a few points here, so try to bear with me. First one, the black doesn't exist. The black people, that was a caricature of people white. So you can see my skin is something like beige. If you want to call me white, you'd ask you, who are those people, these white people that you know so well? And who are these black people you know so well? And what you're probably thinking of when you group Barack Obama and Tupac, what's his name? The rap artist? Tupac Shakur. When you group these two people and you say, oh yeah, they're both black people. Look, be careful. Okay, so what's happening here is racism. Now, what is going to be the fix here? Cultural conflicts. Look at culture. Forget about the whole black-white thing, because that's racism. And come to culture. Now, as you can see, as you know, Tupac Shakur from Death Row Records has a very different culture than Barack Obama from the University of Chicago. So what are the differences in their cultures? What is culture is, language is how people talk. Okay, people talk differently, those two people. And by the way, they're people. Okay, so then that's a whole other thing, right? Which this whole black-white thing just really blurs. But these two people have culture. Culture is language, it's religion, clothing, dance, cooking, right? You're looking at soul food, you're looking at gourmet. They're different, okay? And there are cultural conflicts. So really what I'm going to do, I'm trying to maybe do a few of these little conversations and try to get into what is culture and cultural conflict and embrace that. And you can embrace your culture. That's the resolution here. You say, I have a culture. For example, in my culture, we're quiet in the movie theaters, okay? So that is just one of the aspects of my culture. We don't, talk loud in the movie theater. Now that is not a racial characteristic, and it doesn't correlate with skin tone or nose shape or hair type. It's just who we are. Then there's other cultures that are loud in the movie theater. I don't like those people. Okay? That is not racism, and there's no race involved in it. Now, just think about that and focus on that. And say, I like my culture. Can you say that? Please do say that, because that will help the world. Say, I like my culture, and I don't like cultures that conflict with my culture. Then the first thing you can do is respect those other cultures. So if you like, for example, women's rights, that's part of your culture, then you can respect Saudi Arabia, where they have less women's rights, or Pakistan, okay? And just say, you know what? I don't like your culture. I don't like you. You could say that too. I don't like you, Pakistani people. Stay out of my country. That's okay. Donald Trump, okay. Good first step. Say, this is my culture. This is my country. Keep your people together in your culture. Say your culture is like USA, free speech, right? And what else? Following your dreams, being who you want to be. Nike, just do it. Great. All the respect. That's your culture. Respect your culture and tell other people to stay out. That's okay. You know why? Because monasteries do it. Universities do it. All kinds of really good people of the world put up walls and say, this is our culture. Maybe your house. We've heard this over and over again now in the news cycle. But yeah, your house has a locked door and walls around it. Okay, so because you have your personal beliefs and stuff. But this is all not racism. Okay, so I'm trying to make some space for this conversation, big conversation about culture. And its theme should be respect for your own culture, respect for other cultures. And that doesn't mean that you have to have people wearing that kopftuch, the thing on their head in your culture. You know what? If you go to their country where they have that, wear the kopftuch. That's respect for their culture. And you people with the kopftuch, when you come to our countries, don't wear that. That's disrespectful. When in Rome, live as the Romans live. Okay? This is the idea. So multiculturalism, wonderful idea. Without respect, horrible. So if you feel like, hey, you know what? I don't even have a culture. I don't have specific values around food and language and education and clothing and religion. I don't have any. Okay, great. Why don't you make a country where you just don't have any rules about those things and just let everybody do whatever they want there? That'll be your country, anarchy country. No problem, okay? But you think about this, it's a discussion not of race, but of cultural conflicts and cultural harmony. and multiculturalism and the value of that and the lack of value in multiculturalism. And just think about it. I have full faith that that will lead to peace and love and happiness for all, okay? Now, racism. Race is a myth. If you do a little bit of research in science, a little bit of understanding of genetics, which is this thing that powers our physical type and parts of our mental capacity and all that, maybe most of our mental capacity, that's in question. There are no races. I mean, there's genetic types, and you can say like I'm 3% Neanderthal, okay, but unless you want to be like Adolf Hitler, okay, and actually measure skulls or noses and try to say you're of this type, it's going to be a myth, And if you try and group people of certain skin tones, myth. We're not all the same of this skin tone. There's people in Egypt, there's people in USA, there's people in Mexico, all of this skin tone. There's people with, like I say, Tupac Shakur, Barack Obama, the same skin tone, but they're totally different people. So don't even go there. And don't ever say black people. Okay, that is a problem. You can say slavery, you can say descendants of the slaves, you can say disenfranchised inner city youths. That's a culture. You're talking about a group of people in the USA, disenfranchised inner city youths of the USA. Different skin tones, which is meaningful. It's a cultural group there that you could identify, and that might have a certain language and certain criminal profile, certain amount of disenfranchisement, let's say, from the economy, certain amount of not speaking correct English. Yeah, that's a real situation there, problem, because those people are disenfranchised systemically. So then, face it, talk about it, cultural conflict. I believe in you. You can make this world a much better place. But never say white people, black people, because that is a lie and it's a racism. Because there is no white people and black people. You're thinking of a culture, but if you characterize it by this caricature of the skin tone, what have you done? You know what I'm saying? You've done racism. You don't do that. Talk about people as what they say, what they do, and you can make names for that groups them. Okay. Make it a cultural name. Okay. That's the main thing I wanted to say, I think, today. So this is about race and black and white. There's some other things that I really do need to talk about, but that's a nice one for now. I'll leave it at that. And I wish everyone a wonderful day, to love the people around you, love yourself. Love means to care for other people's happiness. So that means to care for your own happiness, the happiness of those around you, and then even the people you don't know and your enemies, and just care for them as much as you can. Wish them good things, okay? And you will paint your world as a better place for your mind. Okay, bye-bye.